Hello and welcome back to Chris's Beer Reviews. How are you? Hope you're doing really well. It's time for a beer review and we are back on the Perfect Draft and we are looking at Früh Kolsch coming in at 4.8% ABV. Now this is take two. This is, well, it's not even take two. It's part two. You haven't even seen part one. You won't see part one. So what do I mean by this? So part two. So yesterday I reviewed this beer and I enjoyed it. I thought it was an okay beer. I didn't have a huge amount to say about it, other than I thought it was okay. Kolsch isn't a style that I go to, but I thought I'd have to get this keg in. It made sense to get it in because it was different and it's something new from Perfect Draft. So I did my video of it and like I say, I wasn't blown away by the beer. It was okay, quite enjoyed it. However, once I turned the camera off and I topped it up a little bit and I drank it a little bit more, kind of opened up a bit and I was getting different vibes from it, different flavours, almost different aromas, and I enjoyed it a lot more. So I think it only does it justice to do part two and get the same vibe again and talk about that the second time round. And that is sometimes the case with a beer when you review it straight out the can and it's the first time you've had it. Quite often when you turn the camera off and you're sitting there finishing that glass off, it starts to change and it can improve or it can get worse, but when it improves you don't see that. So I thought, let's do a part two. I'm just going to raise my camera up a bit because I'm ducking. So yeah, I thought I've got to do a part two. We'll scrap the part one, that can go in the deleted bin. Let's do a part two and I'll go through it again. So let's get a pour on. Oh, Früh Kolsch coming in at 4.8% ABV. There we go. What a great looking pint. People say you can't pour pints on the PD without having a huge head. You absolutely can. I've just proved it right there. And this is only the second pint I've poured of this. And yeah, look at it. Nice light golden colour. Reasonable carbonation going up the middle of that glass and a little white tighty head on the top. Let's have a little go on the aromas. On the aroma, I'm going to stick with what I said yesterday when I reviewed this. It has a yeasty aroma to it. Almost Belgium-esque type yeast. And a little bit of fruitiness, maybe citrus, lemon type fruitiness. But apart from that, it's not a big aroma, it's not a punchy aroma, but it smells decent enough. Let's get drinking. Cheers. Turn that a bit. Yeah, I like it. I do like it. And like I said at the beginning, Kolsch isn't one of my go-to type of... can't get the camera right tonight. Kolsch is not my go-to style. I'm not the biggest fan of Kolsch beers. But this has kind of changed my opinion. I've had this in the bottle and I went out today to see if I could find it in a bottle because I'm in my local Sainsbury's. Always had it in a bottle. Of course, when I want to go and buy it, it's not there, of course it's not, but I couldn't be bothered to drive up the road to Tesco's. I wanted to compare it. But I do enjoy this, and I do like it. I think it is a good beer on the PD. It's beautifully clean, it's beautifully crisp, it's got a good body to it. It's very sessionable, could quite happily smash that on a hot summer's day. I'm not sure if I'd feel the same way about it in the winter, whereas I do with some of the German lagers that you get on the PD. I can drink those all year round. I'm not sure I would want to drink this in the winter, but certainly in the summer, I think it's right up there as an outstanding kind of German beer to smash on a hot summer's day. Like I say, clean, it's crisp, has got a little peppery bitterness at the back end. But what I like, which surprised me in some ways, because I like all Belgian beers, is that yeastiness comes through whilst you're drinking it. It has a lambic style. It has a little sourness to it that sits in there with that yeast. I'm not talking cheek-sucking sour like some of the big, bold fruit sours you can get. It is more like a lambic, where it's something to do with the way that the yeast is activated, blah, blah, blah. Don't know the ins and outs. I'm not a brewer. But it does have that kind of lambic feel to it, that yeasty sourness that sits in there. And sitting alongside that yeasty sourness is that kind of lemon citrus vibe, that little fruity vibe just sits there along with it, which then rolls across at the palate into that nice kind of bitter finish, along with it just being super clean, super crisp and super refreshing. I actually really like that. I like that a lot, actually. Almost drying, almost like a champagne yeast that is quite drying. It has that vibe to it, which makes it even more drinkable and even more smashable. It's certainly sessionable at 4.8%. There's a very, very delicate floral and grassiness sitting in there as well, but it is really, really delicate. You just pick it up every now and then, just that little vibe. But it works. I really like it. And part one, I did like it, but I liked it even more once I turned the camera off and really sat there with it and really kind of tasted it and picked things out. I think it is a really good beer on the PD. The sad thing is it's not staying. You go on the website of Perfect Draft and it does say it is a limited edition or limited, pardon me, limited release, which is such a shame. There's no reason why can't it stay? Why can it not stay? Is it a step in the right direction? Maybe, because Perfect Draft have come under criticism recently. They certainly have from me as well. There's certainly a lot more that I believe they could go out there and get. So is this a step in the right direction? Yes, but if it was a mainstayer, but it's not. It's just going to be like a guest beer, if you like. It is not going to stick around. Once it's gone, I think that would be the end of it, which is a real shame. But maybe a step in the right direction. Maybe if it sells out really quick, maybe Perfect Draft will go and have a look at some other German breweries, or maybe some Czech breweries as well, and get some more beers on here that will stay, that will just stay. They won't be special releases. But overall, I think that is a good beer. I know Rate My Beers reviewed it. I know All the Beer No Ideas reviewed it. I haven't seen if Simo's reviewed it yet or if anybody else has. I'm going to go and watch their reviews, but yeah, I think that's a good beer, and I'm glad I've done a part 2 and not left my video as part 1, because I wouldn't have been happy with myself. There you go, I'm all done. I hope you enjoyed watching that. I will see you all soon on another one. Take care, see you again.